What's up? Today we're going to be tying Game Changer style streamer. We're going to be using a lot of different materials from Flyman Fishing Company in Brevard, North Carolina, as well as this GAMECHANGER B10S Stinger. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with the hook. This one's a little scaled down, size 4. This is some strung rooster saddles. I'm going to use this for my tail material, and I got my bobbin here, and I got some 210 denier UTC thread on there. First I'll kind of just size this up a little bit. I'm going to make a tail about like that long, so I'm going to pull and these all have kind of a natural bend to them, so I'm going to kind of play with that, use it to my advantage just to get the materials to kind of sit how I want them to. So just do a quick whip finish on this, and then again using the clear cure, I'm just gonna weld this down. I'm just gonna coat everything that I just tied up to this point in it, and just zap it with a UV light and get it hard. For the next step, I'll just cut a little bit of flash. I'm just gonna grab some of this stuff, some micro Flashaboo. I'm just gonna start by just cutting one single strand off. I just kind of fold it a piece in half, about the same size as my tail. I'm just gonna kind of like lay those off the back too. And I'll trim all of that stuff down later and kind of shape it up at the end. Then I'm just gonna grab some zonker strip. This is barred too, so I'm gonna make kind of like a sucker fish type streamer, and it's gonna have a little bit of natural barring already in there, so I don't have to color it as much. Bring this, and this will last me for the fly. I have a little leftover for the next one. So to attach it, I'll just grab it like that. The fiber's laying down this way. Weld this up a little bit. Then I'm just gonna take this and start palmering it. And so I'm just gonna spin it around, and each time I come around, I'm just gonna lay it back on itself. Alright, so I'm just gonna wrap all the way to the front here. Give it a little whip finish. The next step is gonna be grabbing one of these articulated shanks from Fish Skull, Flyman Fishing Company in Brevard, North Carolina. You can just basically stack these up on top of each other. When we start getting into the 3, 4, 5 articulations, we start getting a really serpentine movement to our flies. I'm just gonna attach this. It's really easy, just come through the eye. Boom, it's in there. Then I'm just gonna close up this gap right here. Give it a whip finish. And now I got my next whole section to tie on. So I'm just gonna grab some more zonker. And you can use a lot of different materials for this. You can use natural materials, synthetics, stuff with flash already in it, stuff with not much flash in it. Sometimes I'll do some kind of toned down ones, just with this rabbit, and I'll put some flash throughout, but sometimes I don't want a ton of it, and sometimes I do, so just kind of depends on what I'm going for, what species I'm going for. Some of the sucker fish, they don't really have much shininess to them. They're kind of more dark and blend in with the rocks, and try not to really be seen because they can only swim kind of at one depth. they stay pretty close to the bottom. A lot of the sculpin and stuff like that, and they don't really have a lot of flash like other bait fish and stuff like that. They're kind of more trying to stay camo in the rocks. But they do have a lot of barring all over them, just like this rabbit. So yeah, I can even go back with marker at some point and just color it in a little darker, kind of get some of that pattern. So again, just gonna keep repeating this step of just whip finishing, welding, cutting, just grabbing my next shank, just a little smaller. They come in a lot of different millimeter sizes, and you can just check them all out on Flyman's website. Just repeating that same step again. Pretty simple. Just because it has a lot of articulations and stuff doesn't mean you have to be overwhelmed and think that you can't tie these things. Pretty basic techniques. You're just repeating some of the steps, and it takes some time, so it's a little different than other flies that you might be able to crank out really quickly. And it's starting to look really good. I'm getting some really cool, just natural articulation. I'm just gonna weld this up. And I'm just gonna grab the last one here. So again, I'm just gonna take the strip, attach it. The fibers land towards the eye. I'm gonna wrap it and then wrap underneath all the way up to the eye. And towards the end of the hook right here, I'm gonna leave like this much space. And you can leave even a little more if you want, but and on the last one, I'm just gonna wrap over it a little bit, bulk it up. And that's just gonna kind of pronounce that head a little bit. I'm gonna use Blaine Chocolate's body tubing that he innovated, and it's produced now by Fish Skull, same company that's making the shanks, Flyman Fishing Company in Brevard, North Carolina. They're really cool because they push a lot of water and they create a kind of a sound underneath the water when I just cut off a section like that big, and it's pretty fat. You can do them smaller, get different shapes, but I'll leave a little extra sometimes. And what you want to do is kind of get something in there and kind of expand it a little bit, just to kind of get it moving, because it's kind of flat when you get it. And you don't want these to fall apart too much, like that's already starting to crack at the end. So you want to take a lighter or torch or whatever you come up with, and you want to just cinch the ends down like this. And now keep it from fraying when you start manipulating it and moving it around and stuff, because you'll be putting some pressure to it and it just starts wanting to fray and go everywhere. So I'm just gonna put it on here right where I stopped my thread. Just lay it in there, and I'm gonna wrap as tight to that area as I can. Try not to let your thread slide up too much, because you're gonna create crowding on the eye. And go ahead and whip finish it real quick. Alright, so it's looking good. I'm gonna just take it now and push it back inside out on itself. Alright, now I got something that looks like that. starting to fray on me a little bit, so I'm gonna get it cinched down. But it looks like a trumpet, so that's what you're going for. And now I'm just gonna fold the head back. And now I got this cool slider head that I'm gonna seal up now. I'm gonna take a different clear cure here, this tack free. And I'm just gonna grab some eyes. These living eyes from Fish School, another Fish School product. And I'm just gonna grab them one at a time. And I'm just gonna throw a glop of this goop on there. Like that. I'm just gonna drop the eye down there, kind of get it situated. Now I got my head, got a sweet looking fly. Thanks for watching, FreshSalt.